All right, and welcome back, everybody, once more into the fray here in the finals weekend of 5-Digit World Cup 2026. My name's Liliana. Joining me in the casting booth today is going to be Left 4 Eye, and we've got the winners bracket matchup here in the finals. It's going to be Canada versus Philippines, two crazy strong teams. So this is looking to be a very exciting match, hopefully. How are we doing today, Left?
Oh, yeah. Hey there, Liliana. It's a great day. It's a nice sunny Sunday in UTC +8. Hope it's a peaceful Saturday evening over there in North America. But, peaceful is not what you're all expecting from this matchup. Canada and the Philippines, right? Undefeated so far, these two top teams. But we're in the late game now. And we'll see whether or not these two teams' builds can scale this far into the end of star rating. We're at a 6.9 star now, almost 7, which was grand finals last year. And right now, this isn't even the final pool. So let's see what the two strongest teams, at least in winners bracket, can do on this super difficult pool. I haven't seen the bands just yet. I think lobby's made, right? So we're just waiting for the bans and the protects to come out. And on that topic, what do you think Canada or the Philippines are going to protect first, Liliana?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. Both these teams, as you mentioned, they're undefeated. I think a lot of players maybe underestimated just the overall skill cap that these teams have, because it's actually insanely high. I mean, Canada almost nearly sweeping United States, a team that I think many people favored to potentially just win the tournament in the winners bracket, beating them 6-1 last week. And Philippines just very dominant run so far on their winners bracket run right now. It's been 6-1 versus Ukraine, 6-0 for Chile, and then 6-1 versus Germany last week, which is another contender for a team that I think a lot of people would put as potential winners here in this tournament. So two teams that have varied skill sets, I feel like, some overlaps. If I'm Canada here, probably protecting something along the lines of like gimmick potentially. I feel like Philippines tends to play more into some of the more mechanics forward maps, but that's not to say that Canada would necessarily underperform on anything like that. So it's actually kind of question marks for me right now, Left. I'm not really sure where these teams are going to go.
Yeah, it's difficult, right? No holes in many of their skill sets. Map pool's difficult though, so it'll show eventually, just not right now. They'll have to start making risks here at the start of this match before we even begin. These bans mostly, I imagine, gonna be based off of comfortability, like your own team's comfortability alone. Because in terms of stats, I mean, both teams are what, number 1, number 2 for like the past couple weeks in terms of performance. I think Philippines is first on every single bracket stage so far, which is insane. Canada close second. I think they dropped off a little against the round where they were against United Kingdom. I think they dropped off in placing a little, but every other round for Canada was I think second in placement, right behind the Philippines performance. So again, two best teams in the tournament in terms of like performance in matches so far, and even on paper. And to fight in the bans, all right, we actually see it come out already. It's protect DT1 for the Philippines, which they've been doing every single round. That's what we expected. And actually a speed protect from Canada in that free mod 1. So they want to challenge that speed roster, but at the same time, it's a little confusing. They protect free mod 1, but then the Canada ban DT2 right after another speed map, as well as the stamina oriented Nomod 2.
Yeah, I mean, these bans par for the course, I feel like. Canada just really showing respect towards Philippines consistency when it comes to the higher BPM tapping mechanics type maps. Getting rid of that Nomod 2, DT2, of course, that free mod 1 protect from Canada, though, seems a little interesting, just considering how their bans went, but is going to be that final ban for the Philippines on the hidden 2 there for the reading. And just double hidden ban from Philippines, just really giving a lot of respect towards Canada and their hidden capabilities. I think just a very solid hidden team have performed quite well on previous maps. But yeah, we're gonna see just where we get to go to start this one off, and it looks like it's going to be DT3 to start things for Philippines.
Not scared of that 3-mod 1 protect. They see the scores from the previous week. They see the bans from Canada, and they know exactly what to do in reaction to that. And DT3, you know, the high BPM pick of the pool. It's no other BS here. It's just pure 270 bursts and triples. And you know, everyone asks for more tapping maps. Here it is. One more thing I will say about it though is that it's more of the song thing. Less about the map, but more of the song. Does anyone else hear the what's it called? Like neurotoxin in this map? Like the instrumental. It sounds like that one song.
I think I know what you're talking about. Neurotoxin definitely comes to mind, but not ringing a bell as far as like how that might go in my head. So
really?
Not fully sure. Yeah, I mean, oh goodness, so many songs. I've come across so many songs across my 9 years of playing this game, so it's like I forget some of them sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's got some good vibes to it. I'm really digging the music in this song here, and lots of cool stuff going on in this tournament so far. I think all the map pools have just been fantastic, both playability wise and music choice wise. Really awesome songs.
Yeah, especially with the customs as well. There's many customs in this pool alone. I think there's at least half the pool that's custom. There's a lot of stars everywhere, and none of them really stand out as like in a bad way. If there is one that stands out, it's usually like a good aspect of it that does, or that makes it stand out. And yeah, that's great. The pooling team has done great with the picks. The custom mappers have done a great job. Playtesting, I imagine, was rigorous enough to avoid mistakes, and of course the feedback from the players were great. And this DT3 is somewhat of a result from that. Again, they wanted more tapping maps in the previous pools, and now they get it here in the form of Philippines' first pick. Double time tree, 270 BPM. I think tied for highest BPM in the tournament so far with like a DT1 from last week. But now we do see actual speed. 5 to 9 note burst, as well as a little bit of finger control that you gotta watch out for. Bit of doubles mixed into this one, and of course the ever dreadful buzz sliders that you gotta watch out for.
Absolutely, lots of things to really keep in mind here as the players are going through the map. And yeah, speed indeed here is already a quarter of the way through the map, and so far nobody has dropped any combo. But we're getting into the first Ki here. We do see a trade come out from Marin and Jackie, but that's going to be Jason finding a big chain miss as well, following shortly after. So now it is 3 FCs to what was 2, but now with that miss from Zebedee, it's just going to leave Neverin on their own here for Canada. It's going to be a miss from Core and another miss from Marin that trades with Jackie, but still 2 FCs right now to 1 in favor of Philippines. So this pick is going solid for them right now.
Okay, double miss from Marin and Carr prevents that massive team score that Philippines had on DT2 last weekend. But there is still that FC from Scene. Don't usually see him on the speed. It reflects that in the accuracy, but still the combo is what's important here. Matching Neverin, that's important. But their speed player, their captain Seja, also on the FC. All breaks now though, with 1/3 of the map left. 170,000. If Seed makes a difference or makes a mistake here, it could make the difference, seeing as the score lead is only 170,000. Not too much in DT terms. And with that combo supporting for Canada, Jackie and Zebedee rebuilding back to support Neverin with his still FC, who is better accuracy, by the way. They can still take this back, but not with that miss from Neverin. Their only FC gone from this lobby. Now it's just the recovering combos from Canada. 400, 500 for Jackie and Zebedee. He's also now gone. Now it's a full reset from Canada and this first pick from Philippines on the back of Scene, who has been doing so good the past couple weeks. FC after FC does it on possibly his weakest skill set to start off this match.
Yeah, Scene just keeping the door shut on Canada. Seemed like there was potentially a little bit of an opportunity for Canada to maybe open up that door and get breakpoint to start this off. But yeah, Scene just overperforming, an absolute Beautiful showing here from them, and also pretty solid supporting team score from both Sajik and Core on the Philippines. And just, yeah, that singular score from Scene really helped get their team that first pick and that first point to get them up 1 point now at the start of this match. No break points just yet. And yeah, I mean, the Philippines, like, they are a very solid team when it comes to that style of map. So
Yeah, it reflects in stats, reflects in your screen right now. You saw that pretty good team score from the Philippines with that FC. Canada were within striking distance, and I think that's why they have the free mod 1 on their back of the map pool. A possible pick for them, but maybe not so soon, considering how, you know, what just happened on the DT tree. They go no, a completely different side of the map pool though. Lower BPM, the ult in the Nomod, Necropolis by Tsukiyami. Great song. I like this song. This is a stark contrast to the previous week's Nomod ult map. I think what was it called? 7 or was it 6? I forgot what the name of the song.
I believe it was 7, and the difficulty name was 6.
Okay, great. That one was more aim controlling. Yeah, this one though is a flow alt as opposed to the aim control light tech style map that we had last weekend. So big difference here. This is also, while similarities to the previous one though, this is also very lengthy and also boasts many diff spike patterns that you can easily lose combo to. So though, if you hit those, you'd have to even if you hit those, you'd have to be pretty proficient with the rest of the consistently hard patterns, because, well, with ult, it kind of stays at that baseline like difficulty, right? Where it hits like a middle part, it stays that way for most sections, and this is what this map sort of is. There are diff spikes, like you'll see very big spaced circular, I guess, alt bursts, you could say. I don't really know how to term that, because it's not really a burst, right? It's alt, but those big alt patterns that, for this map specifically, they go in a big circle. You gotta watch out for those kind of patterns. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I think you described it perfectly well here. Definitely is, bursts. They're bursts, more or less. But we are going to be getting into map number 2. This is going to be Canada's first pick. Zebedee, Sumyeon, Jason, and Jackie going to be the lineup for them. Philippines, you've got Core, Maron, Saija, and Peruro. So it's going to be underway now. This is Canada's first pick on this Nomod 3, and yeah, as you said, a little bit more flowy on this one than some of the previous Nomod 3 alt picks. A lot more emphasis on that aim control, I feel like, in terms of the flow aim rather than some of the snap aim. But yeah, this pick, I think on paper should go the way of Canada, but the way that the Philippines play too, I mean, there's always possibility for contestation here, as we do see Peruro and Maran going to be dropping combo very early on. Only trade to be seen, actually 2 trades. Jason and Jackie going to be finding trades on the other side.
Canada running basically the same roster on Nomod 3 from last week, just minus Wolf Boy. They did have a very good 4-man score on that Nomod tree. I think 700k for like 2-3 players, and the last guy dropped a bit over 500k, which is not bad at all. You can see that replicated here on this slightly different style. It's a tough ask, but you see one of those big circular patterns catch a bunch of people off guard in the lobby. Peroro on side of Philippines, as well as Car, and 2 for Canada, Sumyeon and Jackie to go down first. And that's 2 of your carry players on these kinds of maps, right? Jackie and Sumyeon, as well as now Zebedee breaking for Canada, makes this a slightly bad situation when you have on the other side, right? Seja and Marin, who are basically on a double FC, just an early break for Seja. Peroru to add another miss to that will slow things down, and that lead at about the halfway point will stay at about the 10,000 scoring mark. Oh, hold on.
I mean, things are starting to really get a little bit spicy here in this pick. It's misses all across the board. Everybody just kind of trading with one another for each team respectively. Some players finding a little bit more misses than others, but I mean, it's only 40,000 points, and I feel like this is the most that we've seen so far in the score gap on this pick right now. So right now is recoveries on 2 players on the side of Canada versus just the 1 major recovery on the Philippines. So is going to continue to give them a little bit more score lead, as we do see trades here coming in from PAPYRUS and Jason. It's still, though, going to be holding on to the combo for Core versus Sumyon and Jackie, and they are doing their best to keep these 2 combos at bay, but it's misses all around here across multiple players. Seja and Zebedee going to be finding trades. PAPYRUS and Jason traded out shortly before that. So, I mean, right now, need to see more recoveries on the side of Philippines, and need to see some of these recoveries on the side of Canada just fall by the wayside if Philippines wants to contest this breakpoint here.
Yeah, combo advantage a little bit for Canada. It was those earlier breaks, Jackie and Sumyon, but Sumyon's not there anymore. Now it's #1 player for Canada of this year so far. Jackie, year after year, he's the veteran player on this roster right now, and he can get them their first point if he just hold on for a little bit longer. Map does not get any easier. He has a bunch of players breathing down his neck, and there's the map coming into play. 60,000 scroll lead looks like nothing now without Jackie stopping them. Zebedee and Jason are there to slow things down, but with the Philippines, no, not anymore. Actually, it's triple break. Car, Seja, and Pearl all at the same time. Now it's Maron alone against Zebedee, who has a 40,000 scroll lead to maybe have enough time to stop this first pick. No, Zebedee to open things up. Maron, can he do it? Is there enough time? It's slow? No, it's not slow at all. It maintains that pace. Again, alt map is consistent, but the Philippines, consistent in skill. Marin, especially on these Nomods, with the collapse from Canada at the end, despite 3 misses from their players, bring it back by 10,000 on the back of that great ending combo from that player on the top right.
Yeah, I mean, that was an absolute necessary performance here from Marin to be able to hold on to that combo into the end of the map that they were able to. Really just walking on a tightrope here for these 2 teams. Very unfortunate chain of events, I feel like, for Canada. They were holding on to that score lead by a decent margin, but yeah, just those combos on the end of the map, so hard to maintain. Some of the patterns just get so difficult, and yeah, unfortunately for Canada, not going to be able to get their first pick here. It's actually going to be Philippines striking with the first breakpoint now to put themselves up 2-0, and on to their next pick. I mean, they've got plenty of directions that they want to go. I mean, you still have your protect, obviously. I don't know if you want to go right into that to try to secure that consolidated breakpoint, but yeah, I mean, this is a great start for the Philippines.
Okay. There is a small issue with the rosters here. Maybe not issue. It was I guess it was a planned trade for, scheduling problems, but there are 2 players on both teams that are not here, so I will update stream on that. Wolfboy and Exia from Canada are not here, and Zyfox Miningi on the Philippines roster is also not here, so 2 for 2. But now I'm wondering, when you don't have your top 2 player in the roster in Wolfboy, like, I'm wondering how big of it should be. Obviously that's a big difference, but on that map specifically, do you feel like that would have been at least like a way more comfortable lead from Canada, at least more than 40k, right, had Wolfboy been there instead of like someone else?
Oh goodness, yeah, I mean, it's so hard to say, right? There's always a what ifs, especially when we're talking about players that aren't able to make it to a match. And especially, you mentioned it, like Wolfboy and Exia, like these are 2 very key players for Canada. Yeah. And like very, very needed players. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say needed, because every player on both of these teams are very good, and you do have fill players who can perform well when it's needed of them, which, I mean, we just saw, like, it was barely able to go the way of Philippines there. So yeah, I feel like it definitely would have been maybe a lot more decisive in favor of Canada, but I mean, it's hard to say. It really is. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel good when you're down a couple of players on either team. Even if your team has all of your roster there and available for the match, and the enemy team is like missing 1 person, that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good for either team. So it's rough, but I mean, sometimes scheduling just forces it to go this way.
Yeah, sucks to not see the 2 most powerful teams not at their most powerful state, right? We're looking at, I guess, 80% for both of them, missing 2 players each. But pick lists are still ready. They were prepared for this. This is not an unprecedented situation. These were planned, and strategies accordingly were adjusted. And now, actually, I'm wondering about the picks protection banter for Canada. If Exi is not here, who is really good at that DT hard rock, they get rid of a lot of tapping, which Exia will go in for. Maybe that's why they actually do that, which is interesting. Actually, that's why Philippines also go for double ban, right? Zyfox is not here. Historically, a hidden player for the Philippines, especially for this year, has been doing great as well. So it reflects not only in the bans, but in the future, in the upcoming maps, we will see how those 2 missing players for each team affects this. But for now, we will see free mod 2, the anti-mod pick of this pool. It's finger control plus lots of bursts, a very burst heavy map, and also enough sliders to really, I guess, consider putting it in light tech territory. It's clearly the easiest reading map in the pool, but the amount of small aim control added to the tapping patterns can make it hard for some players who are not fine-tuned for hidden. For hard rock though, I'd say this is more balanced with the mods compared to something like a free mod 1 because of free mod 1 big speed. But the style of map, because of being, I guess, light tech with aim control, there's a bunch of players that I would watch out for on hard rock. Jason could be scary on this, but you do see Philippines on a triple hard rock setup, so it doesn't seem like they're scared at all of putting hard rock on this mod, the CS 6.5.
I mean, on the other side, it's just Jason on the hard rock for Canada, triple hidden for them. Clear difference of preferred mod choices on this free mod pick. But I mean, to start things off, Canada, they were off to a little bit more of a rough start. I believe Jason and Dragon both found a couple of misses very early on. And Philippines was holding quite well, but down goes Jason and now Sumyan, who was on that FC for Canada. It's only going to be traded out by a few of the players on Philippines, and now Jackie is going to be dropping their score as well. So that just leaves PAPYRUS completely uncontested, but as I say, that is going to be falling, unfortunately for them, but still built up about 50,000 point score lead. I do believe it's still going to continue to stay on their favor. It's just Dragon on a highest recovery in the lobby right now, but JRE and Scene are matching that more or less with their scores combined.
Yeah, it's gonna stay 28,000 at equilibrium. It will not move unless something happens. Dragon, that's something, definitely. Biggest combo, I think it was Canada. And now you can see a jump up instantly going into this ending. 100,000 now. And, with that great recovery from Scene and JRE going into the ending, does not matter whether or not they lose their 2 bottom hard rock players on the screen. Canada could not have a big enough recovery at the end there to keep it close. And the Philippines, 0-3 so far, have not gotten any stain on their record ever since the start of bracket stage.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic start here for the Philippines. I think Canada's still putting up very solid and impressive team scores here so far in this match, but yeah, just not quite able to match some of the scores on the Philippines so far. Do think that, being down these 3 points is going to make things a little bit difficult, but not necessarily impossible for Canada to turn things around. I mean, 0-3 is very easy to turn right back around, but it kind of does need to start right now for Canada, and so I would like to see them choose something different outside of the Nomods, which we saw them go for. That Nomod 3 didn't quite work, and we are going to see them go into the hidden 1 for their pick here on the hidden pool, the only hidden map remaining available to them. I mean, we just saw 3 hidden choice mods for Canada on that free mod too, so makes sense that they would maybe just want to go right into the last remaining hidden pick. But this is going to be more aim consistency on this one. Really cute little map here. I believe a custom. Yeah, the whole hidden pool is customs this week, so yeah, definitely a custom. So it's a fun one. It's very what's a good word, like campy, it's just fun. It's just a fun map.
it is a very jumpy song, isn't it? Like you can hear the singer instrumental has a bunch of drums that's where you get the jumps from, right? Very intense. It's very dense as well, despite the higher AR for a hidden map, and also fast. I think it's like 220, 210, 210. It's also like fairly fast, yeah. 210 BPM, and you have lots of slider jumps. So even if it's not jumps that are dense and awkward, you get those slider jumps, which because of the slider bodies, right, can be super dense, especially on this higher BPM. Yeah, 3-0 for Canada, right? It's not the worst spot ever. They were up, or they were down 4 against United Kingdom. I think was it quarters or round of 16? I think it was quarters. And you know, they were picking lots of control maps, kind of just staying in that lane. They switched it up somewhere at some point, then got 3 points in a row, right? They could do the same here against the Philippines, but well, with how flawless they've been playing the past couple rounds, Canada, they're gonna need to step up.
Yeah, I mean, like let's look at the stats so far, right? Like the only team that like really made Canada truly work for the win was that United Kingdom match in what was the quarterfinals, I believe. So for Philippines, the most points that any team has taken off of them so far in this tournament is 1. And that was both Germany and Ukraine. They were able to take 1 point off of the Philippines. So, I mean, this team is scary strong. And so this is Canada's time to prove why they are in the winner's bracket right now. I mean, they are a phenomenal team themselves, but they just need to start getting things rolling here on this hit-and one pick.
Aim, inconsistency, something you can always rely on, but also unreliable for times when you need it. Now Canada's trying to roll on that side of that coin, get their aim players in check. So far they lose 2. Jackie and Dragon are there though. Hidden Mod seems to be very good for Canada, not only as like a general matchup, but also because a very prominent hidden player for the Philippines is gone. Despite that though, they still have their 4 who, well, if it is on the aim hidden, I don't think Zypop would have 100% gone in for this. That's why they leave this open. Now there's 4. Canada continue to drop 2. And now we get to about 1/3 of the map passed, and Canada still has not seen an opening yet from the Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, it's still 4 players FCing through that 1/3 section here for the Philippines. 2 FCs on the side of Canada. Samyeon and Jason just fighting misses here and there. Not really quite able to get their footing on the combo just yet, but still plenty of map left to be played. I mean, we're only just now reaching 1/3 of the way through. It's a decently long map coming in at 3 minutes in length, but yeah, Philippines, I mean, my god, these guys are just performing so well right now. Canada can lock in here. The end of the map, I mean, for the majority of this map, really, it's very consistent. So would just need to see some stray misses here and there from the Philippines. But yeah, right now, already 280,000 point score lead for the Philippines, starting to make that up to 300,000 now. And we're into the second Ki right now, and they just look so solid. Finally, we see a miss come through from Core, but it gets traded by one of the remaining FCs on Canada and Dragon. And yeah, that's not the player that you want to be trading, if anyone. And down goes Jackie as well. It does get traded with JRE, but I mean, Philippines will take those trades. These are the 2 remaining FCs on Canada, gone now. So there's nobody contesting either of the 2 FCs for the Philippines, and this is really rough for them right now for Canada.
Yeah, it's 400,000. You do the math. You lose Marin, you're still seen. You trade Samyeon for Marin, I mean, scene's still there, right? So right now the numbers is in favor of Philippines. Hardest pattern of the map, hits by every single player. That is actually insane. And most importantly, the FC still hit it. Scene though, again, it's a trade. Scene's gone, but now Samyeon doesn't have his combo. Marin's right there again, just like Nomod Tree to close it out. Does not end with an FC, but still that's an extra 100,000 score that Canada cannot make up for. Jackie and Dragon at 400. Again, it's just like Nomad Tree for their second pick. Recoveries into the ending, but it's all for naught as Philippines secure their fort with 500,000 lead. What?
Yeah, I mean, neither of the picks going the way of Canada so far. It's a really tough spot to be in now. Philippines put themselves up a second break point to get themselves to 4 points now to 0. And yeah, I mean, This is rough for Canada being down 4-0, especially when you were first pick, or excuse me, second pick here is not a spot that you want to be in because the Philippines is able to consolidate on that again. That puts them 2 points away from from winning the match entirely. Now, Philippines, I mean, they are just playing so well today, as they have been playing throughout the entirety of this tournament. I think just a phenomenal performance right now from them. Canada, a little less to be seen from them right now. I feel like kind of quiet from them, and maybe that's just because they're missing 2 of their players. But I mean, honestly, like this just doesn't feel quite like the Canada that we know right now. And so I really do hope that they are able to get their footing here for the remainder of the match, and hopefully maybe start turning things around, because losing your first pick the way that they did, I mean, it was very close. But that second pick, that was not close at all. Philippines just completely stomped them.
Yeah, that one's got to sting, right? Especially once you look at the maps right next to it, right? Hidden 2, Hidden 3, instant ban from the Philippines, no hesitation. They don't like that mod as of right now. But Canada, again, that stings. That's 500k on your second pick. You were confident, but punched in the face right out of the door. Gotta get out of there. Now they have to go somewhere else. Philippines, though, they go for their protect. They finally gone for their protect. I think they've been protecting DT1 in their past 3 matches, but have not actually picked it. So I think this is a first, maybe a second. But either way, Philippines, they want this next point. They want that door to match point open. Get their 5th, possibly get their 6th on Canada's next. But I'm sure Canada has something figured out, even if they don't have a timeout. And I'm honestly looking at something like a free mod afterwards. But what do you think of DT1 for Canada, Lilith?
Oh goodness, I have no clue. I really don't. For Canada, just missing some of your key players here, like you mentioned it, like not having Exia, not having Wolfboy. I mean, Exia for sure would probably be playing this, I feel like, but yeah, it's gonna be, again, just some of the players on Canada just need to step up, just because they are down 2 of their players. Now, I mean, Philippines also down 2 players as well. So it's not that Canada's necessarily at more of a deficit than Philippines, but yeah, right now, I mean, Philippines going into the protect, as he said, potentially like the first time that we've seen them actually choose their own protect, it is concerning here, I feel like, because this is what the protects are for. When you are either up so many points that you want to guarantee 1 more point, or you're maybe down that break point or something, you just need to guarantee that you have some footing in the match still. And right now, Philippines being 4-0, I mean, you want to get to 5-0 as fast as you can, and it's your own pick, and like just let their protect rip here.
Okay, protecting the Philippines, but Canada with their roster, imagines not super scared. They have their core right. Jackie is there. Zebedee's for the mechanics. Obviously, Jason on these DTs have been shredding, and Neverin, who I think I don't think Neverin's ever been on A team, but I swear I've always seen him in like B, C team, or at least somewhere in like the lower tier of Canadian players. And I'm glad he's finally here at the A team. I feel like it's been a long time coming. Maybe not. I'm not familiar, but I know the name Neverin rings a bell for me a lot. I feel like I kind of associate that with players like Speed of Snail or like Featherfall passive. Maybe that's a little wrong for Canadian players, but it rings a bell for me, and that bell sounds similar to those 2 other players. Might be wrong, but I'd like to see him perform here for Canada on the CT1. I know Canada, the rest of Canada would love to see that, but they would have to be not just from Neverin, but all 4 of their players. It's not an unfamiliar situation down 0-4, but against a much more structurally sound team than the United Kingdom, there's a lot less holes here for the Philippines, especially when you're losing 2. Gonna have to be a step up.
Yeah, definitely need some star performers here on Canada if we want to start seeing them turn things around in this match. Right now, very standard DT1 pick here. is going to be that AR 10.3, so on the little bit higher AR side, but nothing too out of the realm here for a lot of these players. We are going to finally see a first break come through from Zebedee, and again, going to be some more breaks shortly after that. Zebedee and Jason going to be dropping their combos again. Marin will trade out on one of them with Jason, so it's going to keep things relatively close, but Philippines still working with 3 combos to 2 right now as more misses come through from Jason and Zebedee, and this is already not a great start for Canada. We're halfway through the map and 160,000 points continuing to climb in favor of the Philippines. Not great for Canada.
Oh god, this is starting to look like the DT2 now from last weekend for the Philippines. They just held, kept holding, maybe last one, but did not want to break. Canada though, with 2 players, Jackie and Neverin, still holding as a duo, kind of keeping them afloat on this map. Those 2 players breaking constantly are making that score lead massive though. It's 300,000 now. Not the worst by DT standards, but once it reaches 400, 500k, it becomes a little bit difficult for your 2 FCs without supporting combo. So they're gonna need an opening, at least one from the Philippines, and then supporting combo recovered back by either Jason or Zebedee. Preferably both. You still have time here. You have this free section going into the ending. Do not break on that snail slider. Okay, that's great. And now we see the last part of this map. Jason is gone. Jackie and Zebedee all at the same time. Synchronized collapse and a 4th to add to that. It's seen for a trade, but the math does not add up. Power breaks as well, but Seja Kijin, DT specialist for the Philippines, the captain, she will close it out. Not at an FC, but 860,000. Again, that's 480k lead for the Philippines. Just like that hidden one, just like the past couple matches for the Philippines. It's a dominant score lead on some of the best players in the tournament. And Canada down 5. This is the worst situation they've been in since 5-digit World Cup started. And the Philippines, it feels like they're not out of picks just yet. Canada are in a tough spot here. They need to win 1 on this next pick right now.
No more losses can be afforded here for Canada. Philippines 2 points away from knocking on that winner's grand spot in this tournament. And Canada, I mean, hey, if at the end of the day, you know, one of these 2 teams ends up losing, which there will be a loser, unfortunately. That's just kind of how that goes here. There's always a winner, there's always a loser, but there's still the losers bracket. And regardless of how this match outcome goes, no matter which team loses, both teams have already secured themselves, what, a top 3 podium spot? So, like, this is still a very, very solid showing for both sides right now. Just very unfortunate right now for Canada, I feel like. Definitely a lot of underperformances for them, but yeah, I mean, what can you do? Philippines just look so solid on every single map so far in this tournament. Every single map that, like, they've played just feels unfair when you're playing against the Philippines right now. And it's tough to have to go into this with the mentality of, like, nobody's taken more than 1 map off of the Philippines, but I mean, I still think that Canada can try to turn things around, but, like, yeah, this is the last hurrah for them. If they lose their next pick here, I feel like it's safe to call the match.
Yeah, I would have to agree if that happens. But, I mean, fight is all you gotta do, right? Canada, Philippines, I mean, both of them, plenty of pressure to get the badge for this tournament, right? You know, Canada, not only for just this rank range, but also, like, the neighboring rank ranges, like World Cups. You know, Canada, the 2024 against Poland, they lost, right? 2nd place. And right after that, 4-digit World Cup, heartbreak again, 2nd place, if I remember correctly. Philippines last year, 3rd place. They were the favorites, but could not close it out. As well as, well, I think a bit lower, 6-digit World Cup, could not close it out there. And as well, the same year, again, Canada, 2nd place on 4-digit World Cup back-to-back. Both teams have been looking these past 2 years for some kind of lower rank range World Cup win, and it has not happened with the best of their players, their best upcoming talents. But one of them could achieve that here on this very match. If they can get that winner's side grand finals security, it could make things so much easier for that specific team. And right now, Philippines, it looks like they're about to do it. But with Canada on a reading pick, I mean, look at the roster, right? I'd be pretty scared, no matter what players you have in your team.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. These are two teams not to be trifled with. So far in this match, Philippines just been a little bit better across all the various picks. I think that Nomod 3 really hurt Canada the most because they were primed to take that point. Just unfortunately slipped away from them at the last moments. But yeah, Canada, it's not over. It's not over until it's over. Down 3, down 4, down 5, down 6, whatever. Until the match is done, you know, these players are going to give it their all. They're going to continue to try here. So I think this pick on the Nomod 5 here on the low AR, it's 4-star map, but like that, do not let that fool you. This map is much more difficult than 4 stars. I think Canada has a great shot on this pick.
Yeah, you see the rosters. Jackie, Somyeon, Zebedee on a Nomad reading map, pretty good. Jason, I'm not entirely sure of Jason's like full map pool, but I mostly take him as like a mechanics player. But I mean, when you look at the maps he actually goes in for, he plays a lot of different skill sets. There's variety in this man's skill set, right? Jason, great addition to the team. I think he was on the team last year, one of the players that they kept, and he has been a great asset so far. Played majority of the maps, both in the previous matches and also this one. And now he's gonna have to do it on this reading pick. They have a great core, but Philippines respond with their reading roster. Scene and Seja go out. Peroro, Marin, Carr. That's also another question mark a little bit. Someone who, again, like Jason, who tends to be a mechanics player, goes in for a reading map. So let's see how that plays out.
Yeah, I feel like being down a couple players for both teams really does test your capabilities as a full roster to be able to put in some fill players who can do their best to try to keep up with some of the more specialist players of various skill sets. We do finally see a major miss here coming through. It's going to be on the side of Canada. Somyeon had found a miss very, very early on, but basically, for all intents and purposes, matching some of the FCs. But Zebedee dropping combo once more. No trades to be seen on the Philippines. And already not great, but that's going to be helping out Canada just a little bit. Jackie does fall, but it trades out with Peruru and Maron as well. So yeah, despite the early misses from Zebedee, we're actually going to keep things relatively close, and now even closer, actually potential for Canada to bring this one over towards their way with that miss from Core, just leaving JRE the last one on an FC for the Philippines.
Hey, it's not dominant. It's definitely not a good look for the Philippines now. It's just JRE, their reading map maker, on the FC. Jackie breaking though makes things a little bit slower for Canada, but it will eventually go towards their side. They still have their 2 FCs. Jason is doing a great job, even though he is at 96%. That is actually the lobby average when you think about it. So all he has to do is hold. Accuracy, not the worst thing to worry about. Somyeon is there with FC as well, and that because of that, it will start going towards Canada a little bit more. Once they can get that 150,000 mark, I'd say we can call Canada tied for record with Germany and Ukraine, right, for the points. But still plenty of chances. JRE is dangerous. Rest of the Philippines have recovered, but the map does not get any more difficult. The break from Zebedee will slow things down, but eventually they will reach 100k mark and eventually 150,000 now, especially with Jackie's recovery. And because of that, with the timer running out, the pie is empty. Canada will take 1 point against the Philippines. So that's a great look. Could be the start of a comeback, or maybe Philippines just pulls out another 3 million. Let's see what their next pick is.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of what happens next here, Canada finally putting a point on the board, and off of some heroic combos here from both Somyeon and Jason. I believe Jason with the full combo. Yes, indeed, as you see that perfect there. Oh. Somyeon, I think, missed like on the very first few notes of the map. So basically an FC, just a reverse choke. And of course, you can't not mention JRE on the other side. Highest score in the lobby. sitting at that almost 940k. Just unfortunately, though, I mean, honestly, this team score from Philippines is kind of crazy. You have 3 players above 500k, but Canada, they were able to put together more than one score in order to get this point, and it was needed. You had to have multiple players performing at the levels that that we saw just now of those 2 players that were able to basically get the 2 AFC. I mean, they needed that in order to get the point. Had even like one of them missed, I feel like Philippines probably would have gotten that point.
Yeah, close call after close call. Well, as long as that, lands on your side, right? It's a point for you. It's what you'll take. Philippines thinking about their next pick. Where did they go here, actually? Hard Rock? Maybe? There's lots of Nomods available. Aim is something that they've been feeling great on. There is still that Nomod 1, but Nomod 1 has not looked good for any of the high seeds so far, apart from maybe United States, who's been first picking it past couple of rounds. Free mod, I feel like, is good for Canada, right? Like, a lot of these free mods, I feel like, are a lot more doable for the hidden players than the Hard Rock special. Okay, maybe that's more of like a Hard Rock player shortage, especially with the Philippines. Not that. It's what did I mean to say? I'm sorry. I apologize if I'm like stuttering a lot. I have not slept at all since yesterday. I stayed up for this match just so I don't oversleep it. So if I'm
dedication.
Like, if I mess up, I apologize if I say something wrong. But okay, after all that thinking, Philippines double time 4. I love this map. This pick, I'm not 100% confident in like a dominant win. I feel like Canada does have that really good, control. They have that good control roster, right? You saw them on Nomod 3. They tend to pick the control maps, especially last weekend. And you saw what they did on the DT4 in semifinals, which, well, this is DT4 as well. So that's a good look for Canada. Philippines, they have the information. This map, though, it does crank it up a notch in terms of difficulty. It's still 10.3, and I don't think the SR is that much higher, but SR is a lie for, gimmickier maps, especially in, like, DT4. I feel like it can get really, really weird. I guess tied for, like, Nomad reading. But now this DT4, it's a consistent show of finger control plus aim control. I wouldn't really call this alt. It changes a lot per pattern, and because of that, I would call it more aim control. It's a lot less like Nomad Tree. I would still put Canada slightly in favor of this. That constant shift in patterns, though, definitely part of its difficulty mixed in with the 10.3. Hard to read. You have to be fast on this. You have to bring out your DT specialists. You can see the DT rosters come out from both teams. Zebedee, Neverin, Jason. Again, obviously Jackie just stays in for every single map. Philippines, they bring back Carr and Seja for DTs, right? That's to be expected. But now, after all the stats, the calculations in your heads, the captain's choices, is Canada comfortable enough on this DT4? Do they have the scores? Will they get nervous? Will they not? Will Philippines get nervous? Maybe choke this lead? Who knows? We got a long, long DT4 on our hands with plenty of places to miss. And Canada is the one on the back foot.
Control is the name of the game here on this pick. I'm actually a little surprised that Philippines went into this one. I feel like, as you mentioned, this is probably, in my mind, more favored towards Canada just in terms of like skill set. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. As you mentioned, it's gonna be 2 minutes 45 seconds, so not necessarily the longest map, but definitely a bit on the longer side. Plenty of time for recoveries to be made if any combos go by the wayside, which already we've seen one break in this lobby, and it's on the side of Philippines. Scene gonna be the first one to fall. Jason will finally end up trading out eventually in this first Ki, so that is gonna keep things from getting too far away for the Philippines just now, but 3 FCs to 3 right now in this first Ki. Make that 2 now on the side of Philippines as Marin drops their combo. Will be traded out shortly after by Zebedee, but still Saija and Cora versus Neverin and Jackie doing their best to match each other, but it's better recovery on scene right now, so that is actually going to bring that score lead back the way of Philippines over time.
Okay. Song is calm. combos. They calm as well. Oh, that's... No, actually, no. That's Jason breaking. Okay, that one's a real one, though. Neverin, one of the FCs left for Canada, will go alongside Jason again. Constant misses. And so far, the recoveries haven't been great for Canada. All across these past 5-6 maps, the recoveries have not been great. They have the FCs who... Well, it's difficult to close it out, of course, but the supporting combos have been difficult for Canada. And that's the difference between them and the Philippines right now. Canada, Philippines, oh my god. Jackie, again, cannot close out the FCs, but it's well as a supporting. They cannot recover. Zebedee is not there. Jason stuck on 100 combo. Neverin's the only big combo left on Canada. And with the map running out, Kara is still on FC. Recovery from Philippines is slightly better than Neverin's, and because of that, it's 150,000 in favor of Canada. Sorry, in favor of the Philippines. It will only get higher as time passes. And is this the 6th? Is this really how the Philippines secures possibly top 2? They just need one more, and the map pool is pretty much all theirs. Canada, there needs to be magic.
Yeah, I mean, goodness, magic. Yeah. I don't even know what else could help them right now. I think they are still in it. You know, this was the Philippines pick, but this is not a spot that I think any player ever wants to be in, no matter the tournament, ever. You are at match point already for the enemy team. It's 6 points for the Philippines. They only need one more point to win the match, to knock Canada down to that losers bracket. Canada, they've got 1 point. They've got 1 point to their name. It is their next pick, but I mean, Philippines, they're going to get what? Let's do the math here. 1, 2 more picks. At most, if Canada is able to win every single pick from here on out to get us to tiebreaker, Philippines still gets 2 of those picks, which means Canada has to beat Philippines on 2 maps to get 2 breakpoints here. And that's not easy. That's not easy because there's no room for error now. You don't have a cushion of 1 extra point to be able to fall back on here for Canada. So, I mean, it's do or die right now. And, I mean, I guess do or drop down to the losers bracket. Nobody's dying. God, I hope not. But, yeah, you know, losers bracket, safety net is there. But, yeah, you mentioned earlier, you want to move on into the grand final stage in the winners bracket, if at all possible. It just makes things so much easier because you are forcing whichever team makes it to that losers grand finals to match up against the winners. It makes it so that they have to beat you twice, and that's not easy. So yeah, right now, a lot is on the line here for both teams, but for Canada, much more so. Pressure is on. Need to see them perform in order to bring this one back, and they're going to have to perform exceptionally well as we see their next pick on this Free Mod 3 custom, and it's a banger. Oh my gosh, I love Calamity music. Oh, excuse me?
Whoa. Okay, I guess not. I mean, I was
Free
excited
Mod
for that map.
4. Well,
okay. Second guessing there. I'll fat fingering the key, but you know, at least we don't have penalties for that. They want to go for the swing rhythm. They wanted to go for at least the free mod. I was hoping for a free mod earlier, right? And now it finally happens. There's a lot more pressure now on them though, and to perform on this kind of map, it's swing rhythm, lots of cut alt patterns, and also 1/6 that you really gotta be careful with the finger control here, because you press too fast, you're gonna either drop accuracy, or you're just gonna press too early, or you press too slow, or you note lock or something. But on the mods, well, map itself is consistent and it's not super unbalanced on the mods. I'd say, I guess after the free mod 2, it's the most balanced in hard rock and hidden, like, separation. What do you call it? Split. And I mean, you know, it's AR9, it's alt, finger control, swing. It's very dense. It's deceivingly slow, especially on the hidden. And of course, swing hard rock is always going to be tough with how unusual the rhythm is. So once again, good luck hard rock players on any of these free mods. But at least it's not the free mod tree, which, I mean, you would agree that the free mod tree was, like, it is the hardest free mod, maybe even the hardest map
so demon.
of this map. It's so evil. It's such a demon map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that free mod 3, it's so good though. But like, yeah, it's evil to be in the free mod slot. I feel like this free mod 4, I can't necessarily say that it's not that much easier than that free mod 3, but definitely a little bit more accessible to these players. For sure. I'm gonna get a quick little panic to get the last 2 players in for the Philippines here on match point now for Philippines. This is Canada's pick. We've got Neverin, Zebedee, Jackie, and Sumyon gonna be your lineups here. Double hidden, double hard rock for them, and double hidden, double hard rock for the Philippines. Core, Scene on the hard rocks, JRE, and Maran on the hiddens.
Okay. Saw this map. Both on showcase and probably in game. It's not a custom. Kind of wish it, maybe not wish, but I would, from an outsider perspective, expect it to be. It's such a nice map. Not only is it makes sense in the way it's mapped, but it's also creative. You know, I think someone mentioned about it being like, you know, it's alien themed. You're being abducted, and that's like the notes are representing that. They're going slowly up, like you're being beamed towards a spaceship. Hard rock players are going down though, so the fact that all the hard rock players are on the top row, they're going down. Hidden players going up. That's pretty cool. That's poetic. But right now, Canada, it rhymes right now. Like the mods between those 4 players are working. We're halfway through, and they're still in the lead by 40,000. This has been the best map so far, I think, since that Nomod tree, the first map that Canada picked. So this is a great look. Could be the start of something great for the Canadians. We still have a whole load of map left to go, about a minute and a half, and the Philippines still dangerous. Zebedee's down now. One of those hard rocks will fall halfway through. That will cut his score, and the alt patterns do not stop. We are about halfway through the playfield now, and the map is still not over. Sumyon's done now though, and that swings the score lead back to the Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking decent for the Canada right now, but now it's not looking so hot anymore as we see Jackie fall as well as just Neverin. There's trades on scene, but that's Neverin down on a massive chain miss, and this is a complete disaster for Canada. It's misses all across the board, and there's nobody dropping combo on the Philippines. They're all holding here right now, despite the miss from scene. I mean, it's just not gonna be enough here. Philippines, it was like 60,000 points in favor of Canada going into the halfway mark, but I mean, the misses are coming through for Philippines, but it's too little too late, unfortunately, for Canada. It's just not going to be enough, and with Core holding on to what is the full combo on the hard rock, whether or not they get the FC doesn't matter. Philippines have done enough to secure the final point of the match, knocking Canada down to the losers bracket here.
Philippines, stainless, nearly just a little speck on their records for bracket stage so far. 1 from each team, 2 top teams, and one of them is Canada. The Philippines, 7-1. They put fire to the forest and take the leaves with them. Canada goes down to losers bracket for the first time in this tournament, and the Philippines secure that dreaded podium spot they were looking for last year. And finals weekend so far, it's been great, but 7-1 for Canada, it's definitely not going to feel good for the Canadians.
Not a great feeling indeed. Maybe another time, another day where all players across both teams could have made it to the match, and you know, you could have filled in all the rosters properly. It would have been a different story potentially, but I mean, the fact still stands. Philippines continuing their dominant run here through the winners bracket. No team has yet to take more than a single point off of the Philippines so far this year in 5WC. It is just a complete show of perfection and dominance here from the Philippines. Canada, they gave it their heart, but it's not over for them yet. We will be just seeing them drop down to the losers bracket. They will be awaiting the winner of the final remaining match here in the finals weekend between United Kingdom and the United States. That'll happen tomorrow at 20 UTC to decide who gets to play against Canada, to decide the top 3 podium finisher contestants here. But right now, Philippines move forward in the winners into the winners grand finals. And yeah, I mean, this was a very intense match, but Philippines, I mean, left, they look really solid. So I think whichever team ends up having to play them in the grand finals stage, they've got some work cut out for them.
Definitely cut out for them. Still, this map pool is not over. Not over being shown just yet. We have one more match, don't we? One more at 20 UTC today. Later, I think that's tomorrow for North America. So watch out for that. Want to see more Fighter World Cup? Stay tuned for the last match to decide podium for this year. We'll all be seeing you there. United States against United Kingdom later today.
Yeah, it'll be 20 UTC Sunday. Make sure to come check that one out. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Congratulations to the Philippines for moving forward in the winners bracket. Canada, they'll get a chance at redemption in that losers grands versus the winner of United Kingdom and United States. But yeah, I've been Liliana. Thank you so much, Lef, for joining me here in the casting booth. And yeah, thanks so much, everybody, for watching. We'll see y'all for the final match of the final stage here tomorrow.